You know, I memorized Proverbs 5, 7, and 9 a long time ago when I was a teenager. And it talks about the evil woman and the patterns, you know. And I did deep studies on it. I taught about it a few times. Maybe I'll do another study. Maybe I'll ask AI to do a study, because the patterns, you read the Bible, it's happening today. You know, the fact that the Bible tells you to study the Bible today for your admonition. These things were written down for your admonition. That tells you that if you study something that somebody wrote down 2,000 years ago and it still applies today, that means everything's happening now, you know. And so when I read Proverbs, we'll go over here and get me something different to eat today. When I read Proverbs 5, 7, and 9, and I had all these, I want to use the word streetwalkers, but they're Jezebel. They're just running from house to house. It's one of them. You know, I didn't know that until you marry one, or until you really talk to somebody in detail. Had one of them. I said, "What's wrong with you? You're running. What is wrong with you?" And she said, I feel like a little mouse looking for a hole to run and hide in. And I said, I thought you said you were saved, you know? What's up? What's up with that? You should be getting your security in Jesus, you know? Why you running here and here and here, this guy, lying to this one and playing all these stupid games? I said, what's wrong with you? I even went to a pastor about that one, because I was at the beach. She and I moved to the beach, and we were going to get married and all that stuff. And I came home one day after working all day, and I go in the door, and some lady walks out of the bedroom. And I said, who's that? Oh, that's the neighbor. She was trying on some clothes. I thought, that's stupid. Why would she leave as soon as I get here? I said, you gotta go. I said, you gotta go. Something wrong with you. Something wrong. They always sneaky, you know, always something sneaky going on. Always hiding something. But anyway, when you're younger, you have to go through a lot of experiences with people, and you realize what you're dealing with. We're talking about crazy people. There's some crazy people. And they put on a good show, you know. They put on that good show. And it's like, come on. And you talk to this one, or you talk to this one, and you see the contradictions, and you see the delusions and the confusion, and like I say, the world, the flesh, pro-life, it's all about image and outward show, and look at me, and wanting to be seen by people and all. And it's like, don't you have your security in yourself? If it's not in God, aren't you secure in yourself in some way? But I guess you have to be secure in God and the truth before you can be secure in yourself, I guess. But they're always trying to people please, you know, image, outward show. So when I read Proverbs 5, 7, and 9, I started to see it said her ways are past finding out. But now we know what narcissism is. They don't even, the reason her ways are past finding out, because she don't even know what she's doing. She's just running around like a chicken with her head cut off, running from house to house, speaking things that are not, you know.